All right, here we go.
Let me get off in my zone. Yeah, let me get off in my zone like this and check it out. Okay. Like this, okay. See, in 1993, but no, it's 1994. See, I am picking in the notes to all you hoes, y'all know. I used to go to SWD and I got my gat for the niggas who wants to trouble me. So when I flip the lip like this, like Derrick and setting trends coming on in because my name is Andre Ben. Can you understand the way I kick it like Bruce Lee? I don't lie, I am so fly like a bird or a plane.
When they said Outkast, you just
How you gonna get booed and you just won Best New Artist?
it was backlash from the East Coast, West Coast thing.
It was pretty brutal to just be in a room full of people that don't even really care about what you do.
So what's up, Dre?
Pressure can either bust pipes or create a diamond, and what Andre said when he got on that microphone created a diamond.
But it's like this, though. I'm tired of folks, you know what I'm saying? Them closed-minded folks, you know what I'm saying? It's like we got a demo tape and nobody want to hear, but it's like this, the South got something to say. That's all I got to say.
Everybody was like this on their seats, like, damn. From there, it was a wrap.
For me, it might as well have been the national anthem.
The South got something to say.
See Andre, Big Boy, dudes who were from right here, our area, man, Southside, East Point, and get up there, man, and say the South got something to say. Man, it turned everybody up.
And it finally gave clear cut and incision from New York wannabeism. It was a great thing that they were handled in that way because it finally cut the umbilical cord saying, we don't have to impress you. We don't have to be influenced by you in the same creative way. We're going to show you.
Outkast, period. Period. That's when it changed. That was the first time that people began to take Southern rap seriously.
Without them, it'll be no you. They made it possible for us. You know what I mean? Without them, we wouldn't be here.
At that moment, not only galvanized us around Outkast, it galvanized us around the city and being fierce about our own identity and not being patsy or second or consumer to anyone. You know, we got on our own hype. So I thank every audience member that booth. Thank you.
What up? What up? What up? You good? Yo. Well, let me start here. This is Derrick, aka Fat Bot B, with fries at the bottom of the bag, and I'm here with.
This is Kevin, aka Dark Skin Zombie, right here. I ain't got nothing. I can't think of anything.
Yo, that's what I was waiting on. The other AKA.
I had one and I forgot it. I had one early this week and I didn't write it down. I forgot it. Damn it.
Yo, hey, all right. So, what did you think about that? I thought Killer Mike put it, pretty good. Where he said that helped to cut the umbilical cord, as far as the South, and then he was talking about the up north New York. I guess people want to be like,
everybody wants to be New York. Everybody wants to be where rap comes from. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. That's great. Did you look at Salt and Pepper? Kind of like they're like walking away like, ew. What are y'all?
No, I didn't notice.
I don't know. That's my opinion. It just kind of look like that. Like, yeah, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
But yeah. Killer Mike said it perfectly. Yeah, it did cut that cord. I think the Atlanta hats started selling for them damn New York hats and LA hats. From back that point, I think that was the beginning of the separation, which was great for all of us. But yeah, growing up in
South. No, I was gonna say the South went on a run, after that. But that's crazy how you could tell how Andre took that, really how they all probably
They cut out a bunch of know what I'm sayings because he said about 13 know what I'm sayings in that video.
That was one of those where it was like,
yeah,
you know how it is. Like he was
yeah.
he was pretty mad. Like you could
Oh,
tell.
he was.
Yeah, he was pissed.
Yeah, he was.
But
I was also me watching it back then. I was like, I didn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying. Saying, you know what I'm saying? 17 times.
man, but you know, I don't think I realized then. Like I remember that, but I don't remember like its meaning and like how pivotal it was. I guess.
No. I think we were probably a little bit too young.
Yeah.
That was 90. What year was that? 93?
Yeah. It had to be, right? 93, 94?
94, yeah.
I mean, Southern Playlist probably came out around that time, 93.
What were we, 8th grade? Yeah. Something like that.
So,
7th, 8th grade? Yeah.
But, all right. What do you think about Andre? Like, I'm assuming they were maybe like in high school and maybe that was like some sort of, I don't know if that was a talent show or whatever, but. Like,
oh, yeah. I mean, that was good. I mean,
hearing Andre's voice, like you could just, it's so distinct. Like how he was rhyming. It's just like, it's so clear. It's so distinct. I don't know. He has one of the more unique voices.
He does. And I'm going to say that about, I mean, what we're going to get into his album, just hearing him talk in the interviews, I was like, wow, I just miss his voice, that kind of thing. Hearing him talk, but we'll come back to that. But yeah, you're right. He wasn't trying to be what back, say early 90s. There was a distinct cadence back then that he was not taking, even in whatever in high school. I'm assuming that's the old Mays High School. I think they went to Mays.
Okay.
But yeah.
Like it was just, his voice is so full. Like it's so like commanding.
Yeah.
It's so palpable. Like when he speaks, when he's rhyming, like you feel it.
True.
You hear everything.
It's so true.
It's a lot different. Like it's a lot different from a lot of the stuff that comes out today or from today, especially maybe as it pertains to Southern music today. But I also thought it was cool in that clip where you had like Rich Homie Quan on there and him just giving Outkast their flowers and talking about what they meant, and without Outkast paving the way, then there wouldn't be people like that. So people like Rich Homie Quan and others. So I think that's cool. Like to me, and I've heard other people give Outkast their flowers. To me, that's cool. That means everything. Like to have the people after you, the generation, give you your due and your credit. Because I look at other. I don't hear that a lot. Like as far as like East and the West Coast, I don't hear them like. And I could be off base on this. Maybe I'm just noticing this because it's it's stuff and whatever. But I don't hear that a lot of like people giving, the generation before them, like the younger generation giving the older generation their flowers for paving the way and things like that, and being able to make a road and pave a way for them to come through. And
not a lot. I've heard probably that I can think of current probably 2. I mean, I'm gonna go with the Coast Contra. I think they've done it. I think Toby talked about it. He talks about Andre specifically. I think J. Cole did.
Okay.
He talks about J. Cole. I mean, he talks about Jay-Z a lot.
Okay.
I don't think anybody else. But But you're right. Overall, though, you're right. It's interesting how many people from East and West Coast still give them the credit. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I'm just based on talent, not even. I know you can numbers. You can follow the sales and the numbers, and you can shut up. There's no question they didn't sell CDs, and they're making. And 25 years later, we're honoring them. 20-something years later, whatever, on these albums. But
Okay. So, sir, you ready to hop in? You ready to do this?
Let's do this.
Okay. All right. So, what we're going to talk about today is. A lot of people know it's been a hot topic. There's been a lot of hot topics, bro, this week. Look, I'm just gonna name off some stuff, and then maybe we can talk about it after we talk about the album, but there's been a lot of things that have happened this week that have.
You want to talk about Kodak Black's new album this week? I understand. It's okay. I understand where you could love Kodak Black. I understand.
I didn't even know he had dropped one. I was gonna mention Drake. I was gonna say Drake dropped the For All My Dogs, or For All the Dogs Scary Hours edition that has like some. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's got a few extra songs on it.
I was told Kodak Black had one by somebody who's going to be happy I said this. But yeah, I have no idea. I don't care about Kodak Black. But yeah, anyway, go ahead. I'm just joking.
So there's that, and then there's been like all the Will Smith stuff that's been going on.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's consumed a lot of the week, and then the Puffy stuff. I mean, there was the Puffy stuff that just came out. So you know, there's been a lot, but we're going to start with Andre's new album, which is titled New Blue Sun. Andre 3K, Andre 3000, Andre Benjamin, you know, whatever you want to call him. But he dropped a new album yesterday. Well, no, we're on Friday. Yeah, today actually. Today.
Yeah.
So it, you know, and it's got a lot of people talking, and so I don't know. Do you want to start? You want to start it off?
He's got a lot of people talking about how he's not talking. Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's ironic, right? That's ironic that, like in that clip that we played at the beginning, he's saying the South got something to say.
Yeah.
And then he drops, you know, this instrumental album, so to speak. I say instrumental, but it's just a musical album with
you know, what do they call that? Something else too. Elevator music, or what? I don't know. Yeah, there's a genre that I'm missing, but yeah.
Oh wow! They trying to call this elevator music?
No, he referenced it. Jazz.
Okay.
Jazz. He referenced more jazz. I'm sorry, that was it. He referenced jazz and elevator music, but yes.
Got you.
Yeah.
But all right, so. All right, no. All right, so are you starting out? All right, do you want to start out? You got something to say about it?
I got something to say about it?
Yeah.
No, you started because I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how to kick it off.
All right, for me.
Yeah.
For me, this album, I know a lot of people were expecting, like, as soon as you hear Andre 3000 has a new album, you're like, oh shit, like, because that's something that I don't know when the last album. Well, all right. So was Speakerbox Love Below? Was that his last?
Technically, Idlewild. That's why I think technically Idlewild, the movie soundtrack.
Idlewild.
It's
the soundtrack, yeah.
20, so it's like 17 years or something like that. Yeah. So from Idlewild, but it's like 20 to speak about something goes 20. I think Idlewild was a few years after that. Yeah. That was 4 or 5, whatever. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's been a while since like he's dropped like an official album, whether that be under Outkast or under Andre 3000 or Andre Benjamin or whatnot. But of course he's had like his songs that, you know, his features. One of my favorites was the one he had with Kanye. It was on the Donda. Yeah. That was probably one of my favorites. And then there was the feature he had on the Killer Mike, which was the Scientists and Engineers. You know, crazy verse.
What was the one UGK one way back in the day? Had that on a wedding.
Yeah.
Way back in the day. But yeah.
Yep. So he's had like a lot of features in between then, you know, from the last official release and everything else, and kind of always he's one of those people that he's just like Eminem. I think, in my own opinion, I think like people are waiting for like an Eminem album. I think people were waiting for an Andre 3000 album, just like they probably still waiting for like the Detox album. You know, it's just like there's certain people that, you know, that they're gonna give you something different with the albums. Like when they release something, you know that they've put in a lot of work, a lot of sweat, equity, and everything else. Like, and it's gonna be creative.
I was trying to think who else besides maybe Jay-Z. I was like, who else could draw that? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. You're okay. I got you. You're just saying who has that type of
stop the world, kind of stop the press's power.
Maybe I don't know what Jay-Z. The only reason I say I don't know what Jay-Z is because, all right, was the last album that he put out, was it with Beyonce or no? I can't remember if that was the one that they had like the joint album.
Lemonade? Is that Lemonade? Yeah.
No, it was like they had the joint. It's been so long.
Yeah, I don't
Joint album. It was the Beyonce and Jay Z album. What was the name of that album? See, I mean, I haven't even listened to it in forever.
I don't think I listened to it at all personally.
The Carters. That's what it was. Yeah,
Wow, I don't even
that
remember.
album. Yeah. That was in. Dang, that was 2018. So that's been a while.
I was
But
gonna be older. Okay, wow, yeah.
but so I don't know. Maybe you're right. Oh, Kanye too. Kanye's in that.
Yeah, Kanye.
See, I can't.
You're right.
I don't know
Yeah,
if I can
you're
put
right.
Jay Z. I don't know if I can put Jay Z in that. Like Beyonce is probably definitely there. Like Beyonce by herself is definitely.
We're moving out of just hip hop. Yes, and
Yeah.
to Beyonce's, and grab all these other people. Yes.
Yeah. So Beyonce and then Kanye for sure.
Yeah, Kanye. I didn't know why I didn't think about Kanye.
Eminem for sure, and then
Yeah.
I personally think Andre is
Yeah.
would be there. I mean, he just doesn't release a lot of music, but I think even if he did, even something like this, you already see even with people knowing that after hearing the news that this album is going to be devoid of lyrics, right? Devoid of raps. It's going to be it's going to be devoid of drums. There wasn't going to be like these, typical Outcast, crazy, crazy drums and everything else. Like that stuff wasn't going to be on there, and it's still kind of like in the public zeitgeist and got a lot of people talking. So, I mean, do you want me to give my opinion on what I think about the album, or
please? Yes.
Okay. So, in my own personal opinion, right, I find this album to be great for me. Like I think it's great.
Please
elaborate. Say that again. What's that?
I said, please elaborate.
Okay, let me elaborate. Let me do this. All right. So let me cook, Kevin. Let me cook.
Gotcha,
right.
Go.
So I find it to be rebellious, right?
Okay.
And the reason I find it to be rebellious, number one, I find it to be rebellious because the fact that Andre put out material, he put out art, he put out music that he wanted to put out. It wasn't, he defied the pressure of putting out something to try to appease and please everyone around him.
True. Can we pause on the rebellious part just for a second?
Okay.
I like that. That's a great point. That's a great point. He did what he wanted to do. He didn't do what everybody expects him to do or want him to do. Because let's just say, I mean, Andre could probably, in his sleep rap better than 90% of hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Without question.
The substance would be there. Yeah,
exactly. I know, but he probably doesn't think it's good up to his tier. But I'm just saying, just talent wise. But that's a great point. He just put out art. We're gonna say art, or his art. I don't want to say new art, just art. Period. Okay, go.
It's art. It's music. Like he put out something that was from his soul, from his spirit.
Okay.
And he didn't allow today's commercialized way of releasing music. Well, let me say, maybe they are actually from an era where maybe it was more commercialized, because to a degree, and this is my own opinion, maybe it was more commercialized then because I felt like the barrier to entry was so much harder. There were a lot more gatekeepers. There wasn't the technology that we have now, where like just like how we're able to podcast right now. There's really no barrier.
We should be doing this. Yeah.
Right. Like they are able to, kids now or artists now or musicians now are able to just make music and then release it on the internet, and then it's accessible to everybody. But then there were barriers. Like generally, if you weren't doing it independent, you had to go through a label, you had to sign, you had to be noticed. There were A&Rs that had to like discover you. There was all this other stuff that was going on then.
There's 100 people you had to approve to get the possibility of being on an album. Yeah.
So that's why I say it was more commercialized, but but I could be
When you
I
say
could be off
commercial,
base.
are you
I could be
thinking
off base on that.
commercialized? Yeah, no, I think I know what you mean. I'm just trying to. I think
Yeah.
you're using the wrong word. Not commercialized.
Maybe it's not commercialized because now, I mean, isn't it more commercial? Maybe it is more commercialized now because everything, you know, you can use any of these songs and make money off of them. They're all being licensed and used for a number of different things, you know, music is. So maybe commercialized is the wrong word because maybe it actually is more commercialized now. But maybe I should just say that
No.
maybe
Yeah, I know what you mean. I just don't know the word. Yeah, I feel like it's
yeah.
different. So it's a different era where you can just grab and take stuff. So it's not commercial. I don't know, but I know what you mean. I just don't know how to express it.
Okay, but all right. So again, let me say that I find this piece of work to be rebellious. Again, it's because of the fact that he released it how he wanted to release it, and he did what he wanted to do on his own terms, seemingly. Now I was gonna say it feels like actual music, right? It doesn't feel like something that was tailored to be on the radio, to be on TikTok, to be on a movie, to be on, you know, whatever, you know, the flavor of today is. It was just, this is what I want to make because you know, you heard you've watched some interviews and where he talks about this was improv, like the stuff that he did.
Yeah, I was about to get in that. Yeah. I was like, this is all played by feel. There's no there's no music. He doesn't read music or write music that I know. I'm pretty sure he said that. But yeah,
like that would be amazing if because you know, like all right, so I've recorded before, and then if you haven't recorded, you've seen the process of recording where you know you've written out whatever your rhymes or whatever, and then you go in and then you record it, and it's like, okay, that's not good enough. All right, let me re-record it. Let me say it like this, and it's like, all right, let's keep this part, and then we're going to do this, and it's like there's all of this rehearsal and redos and all these things, and then bringing in, you know, and if we get into like people that do it elaborately, who require, like, they bring in singers and choirs and all these other things that like go into making music, that's not improv, that's like, you know, and sometimes like, does it lose a bit of authenticity when you do it like that, because you're trying to get it polished, right? You're trying to get the music polished. So with him doing it like this, improv on, I'm assuming when he says improv, I'm just saying, like, on the spot.
He freestyled a flute. Yeah.
We're not doing any more, you know, we're not doing multiple takes. This is what it is. We're going to try to capture the moment. To me, that means a lot when I'm looking at it from that point of view. So I guess that's why I kind of wrote down notes, and I was like, feels like actual music from the spirit. It doesn't feel completely polished. It doesn't feel, you know, like it just, you know, we've gone through like numerous takes. This is what it is. So you're able to capture that moment.
Perfectly imperfect. Yeah. Yes.
So I said it was, also noted that I thought it was spirited and soulful, right? Those are kind of self-explanatory. I guess it just has a human feel to it, a human element.
Didn't he talk about on the video or whatever, whichever interview, he talked about how the flute next to the drum was the second most popular, you know, instrument, and it was the closest to our voice, you know, the human voice besides singing. And I think that's where that soulful comes in. You're probably feeling that in your soul, you know, he's not saying words, but you can tell where he's going, or, you know, everybody takes it differently, but, you know, that's where you feel it. Because I'm also basing this off of many years ago. I think we took my nephew to the zoo, and there was a dude out and we're coming out, we're leaving the zoo, and there's this dude playing this old school, playing the drums, not the bongo, but the big drum. Just doing, you know, and it just hits you in your soul, like, this is something that goes back hundreds of thousands of years. It just I don't know, you can't explain it, but you just feel it. Yeah. And I think that's what he was trying to convey with the flute, or what flute can do, or whatever. He calls them so many different names, but I'm gonna call it the flute. I'm sure I'm wrong on whatever he's playing, clarinet or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, that is it. That's the point.
All right. No, that's interesting. And I honestly don't know. I don't know which instruments he was playing. I was actually trying to look that up. because I thought he was playing I thought he played multiple instruments through the album.
Yeah, he said there was like an electric one. I think there were at least a couple, 2 or 3. He talked about playing with an electric something, electric clarinet, electric. I don't know. One of the woodwinds. I know none of this crap. I did not take band. I didn't even go band at all because I thought it wasn't cool. I wish I did.
I was in band.
I know you were in it.
I played. I was bass. I was like bass instruments. I was like baritone, tuba, those types of things.
Yeah, you do.
But we didn't have any of the instruments that I've seen him play on video. Like we didn't have any of that. It was all classical.
So this would be in the clarinet side, whatever. I don't know. Woodwind era.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, all right. Hold on. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me pull my notes.
And while you're doing that, you remember in the interview the one you watched? There was a video, right? I can't mix up. I watched 2 of them.
The one I watched, and what we'll do is like after the stream, if you got time, we'll pull up that video and we'll go through that and kind of talk about.
Okay.
We'll kind of go through it. But the one I watched, it was the one where he was like washing clothes. I didn't know.
Okay, that's the one. Okay, I mixed them both up. But yeah, there's 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. Now let me say this. Like Hart, before I say that, is there anything you want to say?
Anything else? Okay. About the album. All right. Trying to wrap my head around the idea. I like you're right. You make a great point. It is completely and utterly rebellious for what he did. He's going against everything. That's a great point that I wasn't even thinking about. I was trying to take in the music. I was trying to take in his music, like how I do respect jazz, some levels of jazz. I'm like, there's something here that I really, really, truly love. And I know it's there. I just may not be grabbing it yet. And I think even this is going to take some time for it to really grasp for me. But even else, in my critique of the songs, or some of the songs, I can't tell rolling from one song to the other one. Because the little rain sound, the little rain, little thing they pour. I'm like, I swear I heard that 7 times in 10 songs. Yeah. And I was like, wait, it's the same one? That kind of thing. But but that's my only critique. I was like, wait, did we do the rain thing again? That kind of thing.
I'll say that, like, all right, so I started listening to it like it was like 12 something last night.
Yeah.
Because I'd actually went to sleep and then woke up, and then I woke up thinking like, man, it was almost 12 o'clock when I woke up.
You were still playing it?
No, it hadn't come out yet. It wasn't released.
Okay, gotcha.
So I woke up. It was almost 12, and I was like, man, I'm up. I'm awake. I'm like, I might as well just put these headphones in and listen to this out. Let me see if it's out first. So I checked Spotify, and it was on there. So then I just started listening to it. And yeah, you're right. Like it does blend together. Because I wasn't really looking at the track names. I was just kind of just listening to it, and it does blend together. So it was kind of hard to tell between track 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatnot. Like there wasn't like specific points or like demarcation or whatever. So
great.
But yeah. So but listening to it, man, I'm telling you, I really, I hope I don't come across. I hope I'm not doing that thing, right? Like people. All right, so people love who they love, right? And then they especially when it comes to like their artists or favorite sports team or player. Yeah. I hope I'm not like coming across as that guy where it's like, oh, so this is the greatest thing I ever heard, and I'm like reading. Huh?
Are you saying that if Eminem started doing yo-yo, you'd be watching every video Eminem does with a yo-yo? I'm just trying to get him off of his side. But
and I'll be like, he's the greatest yo-yoer of all time.
I see what you mean. Yeah. Understand? Same thing.
So I just hope I'm not coming across as that, but I'm just like I didn't know what to expect. Okay, I honestly thought there is other instrumentation like in on the album.
Yes.
I didn't know what to expect. I honestly had no clue, and after listening to it, I'm like, I honestly feel like it. I enjoyed it. It's something that I feel like. Please, I'm gonna sound like a freaking tree. I'm gonna sound like a tree hugger. I know that. What I'm saying is like I enjoyed it. I really like. I felt like it was nourishing. I felt like it was something
You're
that
going vegan now. You're completely vegan now. I understand
yeah,
everybody. Well, yeah.
yep.
But,
I'm gonna. Well, what did I see? What was that video? Wasn't there like a video of some woman like tossing like pig blood on like on some butcher's store window or some craziness? I can't
like
remember.
a pita or vegan.
Yeah, they do wild shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, like I'm telling you, man, this feels nourishing. This is, I mean, this is just what music is supposed to do. I know we get caught up in like the hardest beats and the rhymes and everything else and saying wild shit and metaphors and all this other stuff, but it's like at the end of the day, like this is the stuff that I feel like is like good food for you. You know what I'm saying? Like it feels
And you
good.
gotta look at it, this is kind of really a precursor to where music came from too. Obviously,
Yeah,
live music, yeah, you know, in that realm.
Facts, right? Like it's kind of like all right, so you hear me like lamenting about how dope this shit is, but acting like this is like something new.
No.
It's like no, this is actually like the original. It's kind of like all right, so if you grew up on McDonald's your whole life and then all of a sudden like we're at home and then like you know somebody like a chef comes by and makes a hamburger for you, or you know you make your own hamburger and you're like, oh my god, like this is amazing. Like this, I can't believe like we just, you know, invented like some new method, but it's like, no, like, you know, they were making hamburgers well before this, and then they automated the process and then like came up with a system and formulas, and you know, there's, you know, it was this whole thing, systematic process to create that hamburger and get it down to like the specific science and spec. And now you have what is deemed as, you know, the perfect hamburger. But no, it's like you've taken the human element all out of it and you've made it this process, when really it's more to creating, it's more to like, you know, coming up with these things. Like it's not just, you know, it can't always be put in a box, you know what I'm saying? So
sure. You like that, the box thing. So yeah, that makes sense. I think for me, from my perspective, coming up to today, I was like, I'm going to tackle this like a jazz club. Have you been to the jazz clubs or back when they were cool in the early 2000s when everybody had a little jazz club? And you know, you have your bass.
Not really. I mean,
you never been to one? I've been to a couple. You know, I've been to a couple. I've been to some in Charlotte, and but you know, they always have somebody. But again, with the jazz clubs, you still got the drums. You still got that bass a little bit. It's not, you know, not 808 bass, but you got a little bit of a drums, or you know, more of the snares, and then but you also got that the bass guitar, or the what's the other guitar? Not the guitar. There's a lead guitar, and what's the one? The bass.
Okay.
Yeah, the strum and the bass, all that sound. This is what's my mindset. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go back to 20 years ago when I used to sit in those jazz clubs, just listening to music, trying to just absorb music. And I think I did. I mean, I would listen to it while I was working. I would listen to it while I was in the car a little bit, you know, kind of things. I may listen to it while I sleep, when I go to sleep tonight, if I can find it without commercials, just to play it. So I can do that. But yeah.
So, and now I was gonna say, to add, I know like one of the first things that I think I tweeted out.
Of course.
That was one of the first things after I was done listening to the album. I tweeted out. I said when let's see here. I tweeted it was I tweeted. Well, hold on. You know, let me find my exact tweet.
Yeah, I was looking for it. I was looking for it too.
Find the exact tweet. Okay, that. All right, I said the best way to describe the new Andre 3000 album is that it's spiritual soup for the ears.
Damn, so that's good. Jesus, yeah, that's great.
No, I mean
that's a great quote.
I mean that's what
that's amazing.
That's what it feels like.
Oh yeah, we need a short. Add that to a short. Jesus. Okay, that's good.
Now,
that should be written down somewhere.
Now, all right. So let me bring up another point. Point. All right. So
this is so it's like your order of greatest albums from Andre. It's this one, then Aquemini, Then ATL.
Nah, bro. I almost shed tears over that Equimini, so I can't even put it up there.
I know,
man. Because I'm telling, look, when you go back and you listen to Andre rap, even look, let me tell you something. I think peak Andre was what was it? Which was it Get 'em? No, not Get 'em Music. What was the one that was on the Sorry Miss Jackson album? It's late. I'm losing my
Stankonia.
Stankonia, yes. Was that the name of the song?
That was the album.
No, but what was the Unless You Plan to Bang Bombs Over Baghdad.
Okay, yeah.
His verse on Bombs Over Baghdad was like, that was peak Andre. That was peak. Like but I'm saying like, and he said amazing stuff before that. Like I'm saying like he's had amazing verses.
I put Bombs Over Baghdad at ATL, but yeah, you're right. It is Stankonia. In my head, I was like, wait, that's that's not Equimini. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
But that verse was just like it really like displayed what Andre is and what he's about, and that spirit and that rebellion and the wordplay and like the metaphors and the lyrics and just like just everything, like this, what would you say, the imagery in the words and the picture that he painted was just like there, like that was peak him. Like if I had the record,
it was a visual video, and it was a very visual video. I'm talking about the colors and all that stuff that they're wearing. But
so that would have been peak Andre for me. But all right, what I was going to ask was, what did you? All right, so we're listening to this album, right? Mm-hmm. And the album doesn't have, it's devoid of like, all right, lyrics, right, words. It's also devoid of drums, right? And I was actually talking with somebody, one of my other friends, Jason. We were talking about. I brought this up with him, which he didn't quite engage with me about it, but it was about the drums, right? It's about the drums. No.
Oh,
it's about the drums.
Okay.
The lack of drums. And I started thinking, like, are drums are like a gift and a curse, right? Because when you start to have drums, then you start to have a beat, you start to have rhythm, but you also start to have boundaries, so to speak, that you start to have a framework that you have to work within. So you add drums to a song,
creating a box.
Now we're talking about timing, we're talking about rhythm, we're talking about pacing. Like you have to like conform to that. And it's like, by this being devoid of drums, I wonder if that allowed, and maybe that's a part of what he's been not running from, but trying to like stay away from. It's like maybe he wants to paint out, and I don't know, they've always kind of painted outside the lines, but like this feels like just being able to truly paint outside the lines without there being the boundaries in the framework, I guess. So
I mean, I agree. I mean, you have to understand, Andre's always pushed that limit from AT Aliens on. He's been changing himself and building on who he is creatively. Yeah, he's nothing. But I think the most thing I'm jealous about Andre, he is pure creativity. There's nothing out there. His whole life is creativity, which I admire so much. There's reason I named my oldest child as part of that same drive for creativity, and I wanted a name that was, built around that idea, which I couldn't find the exact name I wanted. But my ideals for her name was built around that of creation or create. But yeah, he's pure adulterated creativity. That's it. There's nothing else. He's only. I used to hear stories when I first moved down here to Atlanta. I used to hear stories of him at all these crazy concerts. Odd, very, very unusual concerts. He always would say there'd be sightings. Just him just standing there, enjoying in the crowd. No, nothing special.
Now, was this was after they were already known?
This was early 2000s, 2002.
Oh, okay. So this is
Yeah, that era.
after.
Yeah,
This is
this is
definitely after Criminal. This is after
yeah, after Stankonia, yeah, right, yeah,
maybe. Okay.
for sure after Stankonia, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
They gonna run together, but yeah,
So maybe then maybe in a way like as again a lot of people aren't gonna they maybe aren't gonna like gravitate to this album like as much as they've gravitated to a lot of his other stuff. Like it doesn't have like of course that commercial, I say commercial, but you know that
Mhm.
that mainstream commercial appeal. But this almost feels like here we go with my tree hugger bullshit. But what I'm saying is like it feel maybe this is him um actually emerging or hatching from his cocoon, or maybe this is him like you know emerging from his chrysalis, so to speak, his pupa or whatever you want to call it, where you know like
Chris,
all of the other stuff is built like he did everything else, and then you know within the music industry, and he's created all of these amazing songs and catchy songs, and then there's like I feel like he went into he went like he became a nomad, so to speak. He's gone
yeah,
into a
that's
cocoon,
true.
and you didn't really see him much unless he was like you would started to see videos of him
Mhm.
walking around and then like playing his instrument,
Yeah,
but then like
that's interesting. Yeah,
but then like and now he emerges with like this new this new piece of art that was forged from all the other experiences that he's had, and it feels more free than perhaps anything that he's done. So it's kind of like I don't know. In my mind, I see it as like a butterfly. Like he did all this stuff as the caterpillar, and then he went into his cocoon, and now this is like this new free creation that he's able to just kind of like be
Mhm.
who he is. I don't know. I know that sounded so freaking silly, but I'm
It
just
does.
saying that's how I'm
It does.
seeing it as like
Yeah, I
it's
know
just
what you're
like
saying. It's a great metaphor, and I understand the metaphor. You're right. I just hate leaving hip hop caterpillar behind in my mind, in my heart,
yeah,
in
man.
my heart. But yeah. That's my heart. But also, I'm just listening to you talk about this. I'm thinking, I mean, what hasn't he done besides make his own album, which is technically
Mhm.
done now,
Uh-huh.
technically. But he's been so great at everything. He's
Even
carried the
acting, I
South
wish
on
he
his
would have
back.
done more acting, but
Yes, God,
yeah,
don't even go to this freaking acting shit. Yeah, think about that.
yeah, yeah.
And even in what's it called, Semi Pro with Will Ferrell.
Dang, I
He's
forgot
great
all
in
about
that.
that.
He's great
Yeah,
in that.
yeah. Yeah. What was it, Brothers? With was it
I think
Tyrese and
I don't, it's one of those ones I just don't remember. Yeah, I've
uh,
watched it, but I don't remember. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I just don't remember it. But yeah, I know
Tyrese,
it's a great movie. Yeah,
Mark Wahlberg. I forgot
and
the other guy, but
Tyrese? No,
yeah, it was Tyrese. Yeah,
Tyrese in there. Okay, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, yeah.
All him. You know, him and Big Boy. Yeah, Antoine. But yeah, Idlewild was great acting. Yeah, that was another thing I would love to have seen more acting too. Jesus.
Like I saw a few people on Twitter that were like, well, it was one person that um the way that they put it, they were like he could have I I would try to find it. I don't want it to take too long, but they basically said that you know he he could have fixed hip hop. Like if he would have released like a rap album, he could have totally fixed hip hop with a rap album from Andre 3K, and that's probably it's weird. It's weird to think about. Like I swear, I think about ridiculous stuff from time to time, but like
Okay.
one of the things I thought about with this album was like,
Mhm.
all right, I read that Twitter post, and I was like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, if he would have put out like, do you know like what it would have done for hip hop and everything else? But I'm like, well, maybe I'm just thinking like maybe I'm thinking too small, right? Maybe I'm looking at
Mhm.
the micro. Like, okay,
Mhm.
yeah, that's great. It would have been great for hip hop, but what about just for music? Like maybe what he did was great for music to show people that you can do whatever the fuck it is that you want to do.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Your ultimate creativity. Yeah, you're right. You're probably right. That's
yeah,
pumping out
yeah.
everything. But that
So
counterpoint or not counterpoint. Do you think Kanye thinks this, from going gospel to making clothes to making shoes? Do you think Kanye wants the same admiration, or has it?
All right, no. Now, what do you the
I'm
same
thinking. I'm talking on the creative
admiration
line.
as?
I'm playing the creative line. Okay, we got Andre's amazing hip hop artist, movie star. Now, classical artist, we can call him, jazz artist, whatever you want to call him now. I'm just wondering if Kanye wants or demands this kind of same respect towards art. I don't think he gets it. I don't know.
I think Kanye okay. So if we're just saying, all right, so you're asking, does Kanye want the same admiration or the same respect? You're just saying, does he want that? Like not the same as Andre, but does he want that? And yes, I believe that he wants of course. Like I think he wants to. He wants his respect. He wants all of that stuff. He wants to be lauded as like, a genius, and he wants to be lauded as an amazing creator. So yeah, I think so. I also think he wants power, so to speak. I think he kind of does. Like he demands it. Like when you Kanye talking and then Andre talking are like two different.
You're right.
Like that's two totally different.
Oh, great
entities.
example.
Like,
great example. Okay, could you imagine? Let's just say one day. I'm gonna say it's projected in the future. One day we get to do a little podcast with old Ye. And after the 4-hour rant he does, I'll probably be like thinking like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my mind if he keeps going back into politics or starts talking about a weird plate he loved from 16 years ago. He's obsessed with, and then he presses play on a beat. I'm like, oh, I'm back. I'm here. I'm happy. One beat. I'm like, oh, I'm here.
Yeah. I mean, Kanye uses the. I think he genuinely cares about the music, but the music, so the music is what enables him to do all the other stuff. Like he wouldn't be able to do all the other stuff. He wouldn't be able to do like, I don't think all the clothing things, the fashion, the shoes, all that stuff. I don't think any of that stuff matters as much without the dope ass music. And I'm sure he knows that. Like I think the music comes first because I think the music is probably his first love, but he also knows that he wants the other stuff, and to have that, the music's got to be right.
True. I was trying to compare him to Andre being great at something, but went in different fields and tried to be great at other things. That was my comparison. I was trying to think of someone else. That's the closest one I could think of.
And yeah, I mean, I get that. I think Kanye I think he really, if people didn't pay attention to him, like I think he'd probably lose it. Like I think he needs that. I don't think that he can be I say that. I'm like I say I don't think he can be like a vagabond and just like pull a Wolverine and just like walk around and not be seen. I think he enjoys that attention. But then he does that shit like again, one of the homies, Jacob, that I work with, Jacob, he brought to my attention that Kanye was recording in like Saudi Arabia. Like he's got some post set up, some makeshift compound set up in Saudi Arabia with these, tents and there's some crazy pool that's out there, like somewhere in the middle of Saudi Arabia somewhere. Like it's kind of wild. And I guess apparently he's there working on new music and all that stuff.
That's doing right now, or as of lately. Yeah,
I think so.
Oh, okay.
So,
but like he was in Wyoming, whatever, probably before Don.
Yeah. But it's like, he does these things. Like it seems like when he's ready to create, he goes into like seclusion. Yeah, and like, but like in these they're obscure to us because we don't, we haven't made the means for ourselves to just be able to like go wherever the hell we want to go. True. So that's why it seems obscure. But
I think artists been doing this for years. I think all the rock and roll people been doing this, weird houses and recording stuff on purpose. I think that's been happening forever. But yes, you're right. He just does it on a different level. Kanye. Yeah.
Definitely on a different level.
Different level. Yeah.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
wait till Elon gets those spaceships like perfected to where they can go to moon, go to Mars. He will be on Mars recording a fucking album. Like,
You're right.
believe
You're
me.
right. You're so right. That's very true.
He can't wait. I mean, if anybody would do it, Kanye would be like on another planet recording a fucking album. But yeah, okay, man, we haven't even talked about. You know what? We haven't even talked about the names of the songs.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's one of the craziest things I haven't seen. All right, have you seen anything like that before?
No, hell no. It's crazy.
Okay.
Unless you want to push that towards the video part because he explains them, but I don't know. It's up to you. You want to read them or you want to?
Yeah, let's just look at them because it's kind of wild. And you know what, that adds to it. That's what kind of like adds to, if you want to call it mystique or just the aura of the album, is like the fact that there's these long ass title names. So
while you're
let's go
looking
through
that up, yesterday I sent this to my sister-in-law, who you know. I just sent her saying, "Oh, Andre's got a new album coming out." She sent back. I'm so excited. I did not have the heart to tell her that it's going to be no lyrics. I did not. I was like, "Nope, you can discover like the rest of us."
Man.
Yeah. So I just want to make that point. I didn't. I was going to, and I was like, "No, that's it. I just thought that was funny. I was like, "Nah, you can take it in like everyone else."
Yo, that's no lie. There's been things in life that's where, like you tell someone like you tell them something that they might have been like waiting for or something that you think is cool that that they're gonna like. But then you find out like another piece of information that like may not, it's like, but you're like, you know what? I'm not gonna dampen this for
I
you.
didn't want to take away your joy. I didn't want to take away your joy. Even though I did want to. But I didn't.
I'm gonna run through these titles because again, these titles are crazy.
Ooh, one more point. Remember, Killer Mike talked about Andre was doing an album, and then he recanted it like a month or two ago when his album came out. Do you remember that?
You talking about when the Killer Mike album came out?
Yeah, the Michael album came out. I think he said on Rogan. Was it on Rogan? He said. I was working with Andre. I think it was Rogan. No, it wasn't Rogan. It was Big Boy. It was Big Boy, other Big Boy, LA Big Boy. I think it was his radio show.
I heard him talk about something about well, what I remember, I just remember him talking about like the verses that or maybe some of the stuff that Andre let him pick from, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't remember specifically.
He did say specifically he had an album. Then, like a week or so later, he had to kind of kick it back, saying he doesn't have an album.
Oh, okay.
Which is crazy. I just thought that was interesting. And it was, within the last couple of months, 2-3 months, whenever Michael came out.
Yeah.
But that's it.
All right. Let's see here. All right. So the first title we got is "I Swear I Really Wanted to Make a Rap Album, but this is literally the way the wind blew me this time."
That's beautiful. I'm perfect right there. I'll be like, all right, I understand. That's great.
All right. The slang word PUSSY rolls off the tongue with far better ease than the proper word vagina. You agree?
Yes.
Okay. Number 3. That night in Hawaii when I turned into a panther and started making these low register purring tones that I couldn't control. Shit was wild.
Yes,
like,
that sounds awesome.
Like, bro, do you think that all right, another friend, Chris.
Yeah.
Before we got on the pod,
yeah,
he was hating terribly on this album, right? He was sending me all kind of text messages.
Yeah,
but, I kind of brought up, like, I was wondering if, like, do you think Andre has done a lot of drugs in his day or what? What do you think?
No, I'm shocked he did ayahuasca.
Wait, what you said? Yes or no?
No. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I said no because he stopped doing, smoking weed and drinking freaking 20 years in the 90s.
Okay.
But as up to this point, though, I'm not shocked he's doing ayahuasca in the world. I'm happy he's experimenting. What I'm saying? I feel like he was so, boxed in and didn't want to do anything because of whatever reason, in the 90s.
Interesting. So you're happy that he's experimenting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And maybe that's
Oh,
me projecting on me putting limits on myself. But yeah. But then I
okay.
also wonder why I watched it because I'm so curious. But yeah,
Okay.
And so many people have done it. But yeah.
Now, number 4 is bipolar disorders daughter.
I'm sorry. What did you think about that? What did you think about
Bipolar disorders daughter.
What did you think about the drug? What do you think
Oh wait,
about the
about what?
ayahuasca, the drugs? What was your feeling towards that?
Oh no, I didn't know he was doing ayahuasca and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I was like, oh, well, crap. But when I saw the Panther thing, when I first read it, I was like, is he doing mushrooms or some sort of hallucinogen acid, one of them? But then when I heard,
Okay.
yeah.
I guess I did kind of float over that. Yeah. All right. So no, I don't know. I never really thought of it because I've never heard him. Most people usually hear it like in their, if we're talking about musicians, you usually hear it like in their lyrics or rhymes or whatever. Like I don't think that I had ever really heard him talk about drug use. So I guess that's why I never really thought that he
was the aliens where he kind of stopped. Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I never really thought he did anything. Like I never really thought about it. Like I always thought he's just like this eccentric dude that I never really thought of him using like hallucinogens or DMT or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So
what was ATS? Was the elevators where it's uneasy on drugs? Is he gay?
Yeah,
elevators. Yeah.
No, that was that was on Equimini. That was Return of the G.
I was Return of the G. Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah,
I think that Kong was cut from elevators though, or from ATLs. But anyway, I did learn that. Interestingly enough, it was supposed to be on it, but didn't make the cut. And the song, Big Boy song about Savannah, was from the Southern Playlistic, which I thought was interesting. Well, kind of cool.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna get through these song names. That way we're gonna start the second pod after this.
Gotcha.
All right. So number 4, bipolar disorders daughter wears a 3,000 register mark button down embroidered. Bro, I don't know.
I mean, we can talk about it. I think I'll go to the next one, the video. But yeah, go.
93 till infinity and Beyonce. So I guess that was like what was it? Who was it? Hieroglyphics had they had the 90. What was it? 93 until infinity. That song and beyond. I can't remember if that was the name of the album or. All right. So number 6 was Gandhi, Dalai Lama, your Lord and Savior, JC, Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, and John Wayne Gacy. All right, yeah. Tell me why. Explain.
I'm just saying he's kind of put people holier than thou or considered saints or gods, JC. But then he's putting the exact opposite. He's putting just the yin and yang. Basically, God, angels and devils. I guess you could say. That's the way I looked at it. I was like, oh, whoa.
Okay. Yeah. Ants to you, gods to who? Did you have any thoughts on that?
I did thought it was interesting because it said because he explained it, but it's also the way I looked at it. I said, "What does an ant think of you? Does an ant think of you as a god?" And then he talks about it in the video. Then what's lower than an ant? What thinks an ant is a god?
Yeah.
Termite. I don't know. Flea.
Okay. All right.
Perspective. That's what he said a lot. He said perspective. That song is about perspective.
Dreams once buried beneath the dungeon floor slowly sprout into undying gardens.
That's what got us all here. This is what created us. This is creation. This is Gungeon family. This is what created hip hop. I mean hip hop. What created Outkast and the Dungeon family.
All right. You know what? I think we're gonna go ahead and all right. Well, before I say that, I was gonna say we're gonna go ahead and end it, and then we'll go ahead and we'll start the next stream. But is there anything else? Is there anything else you want to say? You know what? Yeah, give me something about this album. Like, tell me what your closing thoughts are on.
Okay. Closing thoughts. I think, as in every Outkast and/or /Andre album, I gotta spend more time with it. I gotta sit with it. I'm sure it's gonna hit me in multiple ways. I think this is going to be a great album to listen to wow, you're doing ayahuasca and other cool stuff like that. Making a point, just thought about that. But yeah. But I think close enough. I gotta sit with it. I gotta absorb it. I'm excited for if he does tour, because I think if he said he's going to tour, it's going to be just they're just going to play music. There's not going to be any, they're just going to play.
Okay.
You're not going to hear. You're not going to listen to these different songs. They're just going to go. Overall, I'm excited. I'm glad to hear your perspective, because it does help open me up to other things, because I didn't know how to open myself up to it without the drums and the hip hop and the lyrics. So it's a different part of me. It's opening a different side of me that I got to touch. And back to the original music.
Pause.
Yeah, hey, I don't care. Fast forward. But yeah, back to the original music, how music was created, or even how jazz was created, and how it came through, over the years, over decades, hundreds of years it was created. Just think about that. This could be a retro, where we could be going back to our great grandparents' era of how they fought through to create such a new form of music. Mm-hmm. We're just hearing it in new ears. That's it. It's your closer.
Right. I love it, man. I love it.
You got a closer? You good?
Oh no closer. I got the opener. You got the closer. I like it.
You did. You're right. You did awesome. Okay, I was gonna say, never mind.
All right, cool. All right, so this is Fries at the Bottom of the Bag. Visit the website, friesatthebottomofthebag.com. If you can, check us out on Twitter. It'll be at FatBotB for life. And you can also find us on YouTube with the same at FatBotB for life as well. We're going to go ahead and close this pod, and then we're going to
give us your thoughts. Give your thoughts to the album. Like it, hate it, whatever. Please comment.
We're gonna do more live streams, so for sure we're gonna, we'll hop on. So as we, start to get more listeners and more followers and things like that.
Thank you, subscribers too. We appreciate you all.
Yes, for sure. Kevin loves the subscribers.
I love them more than life.
All right, so we're ending this. We're going to end this stream, and then we're going to switch over to the next stream where we listen to an interview with GQ with Andre 3000, kind of talking about the process of the album and everything like that, and then just where he is right now in life. So we're going to watch that. We're going to kind of comment and discuss that. So, all right, see you guys next time.